Now, the first part was quite technical, and I don't expect any of you to actually become an expert in web designing. That's really not necessary. So it is more like teaching you or showing you the various aspects that are involved. Now, however, I think a few of you are already quite good based on what you have been showing me and sending to me, your work, your homeworks, and so on. So that's quite good. Now, no worries if you have not really mastered or touched your homework. That's also fine. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. What is more important is probably today's class is going to be more important because we are actually going to learn how to bring traffic or people into our website. Now, you can actually get people to do the website for you. That's fine. Somebody else can do it for you. Maybe another BK or an external party. That's fine. Or you can have some templates which you can purchase, and you can actually use WordPress or etc. etc. That's fine. That's totally fine. But even if you're using all those templates and people doing it for you, having this technical knowledge, especially today's knowledge, you can actually advise people who are doing it on how to actually get more traffic or people coming into our website. So that's really necessary, and I think that should be the knowledge that you must have in you if you're actually trying to design websites for Baba. All right. So I'm going to show you a few stuffs today. We will also use Sublime Text today a little bit because I need to show you what is involved. But first of all, I'm going to actually take you to some of the web browsers condition, especially Google, because Google and Safari. I think most of the people are using Google or maybe Safari or both. Some might be using Firefox, that's fine. But generally, I think about 4 billion people are using both this Google and Safari. So Google and Safari have got very advanced search engine. What I mean by search engines are actually the Google and Safari are the search engines. They're going to search for you information. So these search engines are becoming very advanced compared to, say, about 3 years before. Now, 3 years back or 5 years back, Google and Safari will depend on keywords that people type into the, let me just share with you. All right. Example, let me just type Peace Village. Okay, right? So I'm going to type Peace Village. And it takes me to Peace Village. I'm not sure, there's so many Peace Village, but that Peace Village Learning and Retreat Center. Now, can you see? Now, previously, if someone types Peace Village, then the web browser is actually going to suggest all the Peace Village which is already there. But let's say now, let's say I type meditation, right? Let's say I type meditation, right? So meditation retreat centers, retreat. Okay. Okay. What does it suggest? This is in Malaysia. Let's put USA. All right. Something else comes in. It comes in as awaken your soul and mindfulness and so on. Okay. And Deepak Chopra is here. but I am not seeing Peace Village Retreat Center. I'm not seeing Peace Village Retreat. So now, which means Google has, or the web browsers or the search engines are not suggesting Peace Village at all. Now, what has happened is the current web browsers or the search engines have become artificially more intelligent. There's a lot of artificial intelligence inside it. Which means, now what I mean by that, it simply means that, especially Google and Safari, they are able to understand the intention behind the query. It has become so advanced, that means it has become like a thinking brain. That's how they've developed it. That means based on a person's lifestyle and what they surf on the net. So if I were to type meditation, Google or Safari will understand what is the intention behind it and actually suggest those sites for you to choose from. So that's how intelligent it has become. So it does not rely on the keywords like what we currently do. Now let's take a look at Peace Village Retreat again. I'm going to go back here.
Brother Nanda?
Yes.
Om Shanti.
Shanti.
I had a question. We have to have a host download. How do I share my web page that I have created? With,
okay.
That right. Is I shared my Sublime with my son, and he said my web page looks very good, but I couldn't give the pictures or the video. And he said, Mom, you don't have any pictures or videos. The web page, like the Sublime, so I need to know how to share it with my coordinator because I live far away from the center. I don't know how to send it.
Oh, okay. All right, okay. I will, yeah, can. I will definitely let you know that. No problem. Okay, anyways, I'll answer that question first. Now, what you have to do is you need to zip your entire folder. All right, zip your entire folder, and then you can send it to your son. Because whatever codes that you send through an email, Google or whatever email, they will consider those codes to be viruses, and it will delete or stop it. So you need to zip them, zip together with all the images and the file and the Sublime all together, zip it, and then place it in your drive if you want to, and then give the link to your son. Your son can then download the link. So that's how you do it. You have to zip it. If not, it will be considered a virus. Okay, so that's how you share. Yeah, okay, good. Now let's get back. So as I was saying, Google now, or the web browsers have now become, or the search engines have now become absolutely intelligent, which means they are now trying to make search engines think like humans to give the best services. So now when you're designing a web page, we need to think, how will this artificial intelligence, which is Google or Safari, thinking? Now, why must they pick our website and show it to the public? That's how we need to think. So we need to make it easier for our intentions to be known to these search engines. So I'm going to share with you some of the points that Google has actually published. I'm sharing my PowerPoint slides. Okay, so let's go back. So this is one of the latest stuffs that Google has actually published. It's available for everybody to know, but This is how they're moving. This is the intelligence that they have created, the machine intelligence. And it's called Google Rankbrain. Rank here simply means how our website, Baba's website, is going to be ranked. Is it going to be ranked in the few 100,000 below, or is it going to be shown right at the top? So what does the ranking mean? So now this Rankbrain here, let's go on. Now it has got two main goals. That means the search engines, especially Google and Safari. So when I say search engine, I'm referring mainly to Google and Safari. So when you type something and look for it, the search engines are actually trying to understand, what are you looking for? That's number one. So if it can understand your intention, now it's going to suggest, and it's going to suggest, say, the first 10 websites. But then it also tries to measure user satisfaction. That means the previous users who have visited those websites, were they satisfied? So one is the query that you are typing. So it's now going to suggest maybe a few hundred. Let's say it picks out 100 websites which matches your query. Now, but before that, there could have been many users who have actually visited many other websites, meditation websites. So out of that 100 websites, users were satisfied with, say, about 10 of them mostly. Now, what I mean by satisfied, I'm going to show you in a short while. I'm going to discuss that. Now, so therefore, these search engines will immediately, out of this 100, will only pick this 10 and show them to you. That's how it's going to work. So it is all changing now. The entire method of listing which websites to show to users is changing. Now, previously, the websites are built on keywords, lots of what. So what people do is they're going to type in lots of keywords in the head section. Remember the head section? They're going to type lots of keywords there, and that's how Google picks, using the keywords. But now people have learned to place lots of keywords, and it's becoming like a spam. So everybody is now loading things, lots of keywords, and it's like a spamming. And so it doesn't give an accurate search for the Google. Which means, like, let's say you are having a celebration, a website which shows an event, a celebration event, but somebody will actually type the keyword as meditation. But that web page is not linked to meditation, but maybe it's a celebration of happiness. But they have spammed the website with the keyword meditation. So when a user types meditation, this is previously, Google has no choice but to think that this web page, which celebrates some event, is actually linked to meditation. So it will suggest that web page. So that's how it used to work before. So people actually used spam. They spam with all kinds of words, hoping that if you type meditation, it will still link you to my web page. But now that it has become so intelligent, it has understood the intent or the intention behind whoever that types their queries. The keywords now have become less, not so much important. It still plays a role. But what it does is, whatever keywords that we actually type in our Sublime text, Google will match it with the intention. And if it doesn't match, Now, what does it do? How does it match? Google is going to match the keywords that you type in your subline, and it will match whatever content. It will match whatever content on your first page, your home page. And it's going to match with your intention. Now, how does it know your intention? Because you are using the internet all the time. So Google has already spied on you, and it already knows what you search, and it knows what kind of person you are. It actually reads your personality, and using all this, it will suggest the web page. You see, so we have no way to escape Google. Actually, we are using internet because they have made it so intelligent, and it can measure lots of stuffs. So the previous method, which the web pages are built on, which is keywords, is becoming less and less important. But rather than that, it's measuring on the user satisfaction and the intention. Now, let me just take you through more. Okay? The next part. So it looks for keywords, yes, and then it tries to match. What are the concepts that you have built on the web page? Now, this is very important. Concepts. Now, let me just take you back to, all right, so let me just, okay. Give me a moment. All right, okay. So now let's say again, let me get you back to Peace Village, okay? Peace Village. Retreat, is it retreat? Yeah, okay. So, okay, we are now here. Okay, now I want you to think carefully, a little bit critical. Now, we are not criticizing or whatever, but you see, what is this? What have you put here? Can you see this is an image? Can you see this is an image? Are you looking at the Peace Village retreat? You can all see Peace Village retreat, right? Okay, if you're not seeing it, please let me know. Now, what you see here is an image. An image cannot be understood by the search engine because there's no way it can study an image. Which means now the search engine is going to have a serious problem or a big problem of trying to understand what are you trying to say, because this image is not telling you anything. Humans can understand, but the search engine doesn't have eyes. It can only understand through, it can read English, it can understand English, it can understand words that are typed, but it can't yet decipher an image. Which means now having a very big image which takes up your entire page like this may not be a good idea unless you make some modifications. Now let's scroll down below. Now that's it. Your information here is telling, so now Google is going to crawl on this. We use the word crawl. It's going to crawl on this, and it's tried to read. It's going to read. Now it understands that we have some meditation and some classes and courses. Now it's going to think and link. Okay, all right. So this page is showing you meditation and courses. All right, and that's it. And what are you highlighting? Online event. Okay. All right, so that's it. That's it. And if you move on, again, this looks like an image, which means Google is not going to be able to read this stuff. which means you have lots of information, but you have made it less accessible to the search engine. Do you know what I'm saying? Good. Now, which means the front page here is so absolutely important, because this is where people are going to land. And the latest method or the latest thought is to actually have the important contents flashing right here, which means the image can be a little bit smaller, or some very important content can be right in front, flashing here, this right at this front page. So this is to allow the search engine to actually understand your page faster and easier to crawl. Now let's move on a bit more, all right? Now browse our program library, that's fine. You're asking them to do something, but this is not telling the search engine much. You see, so these buttons can be there, but what is more important is, are we projecting our concepts to the search engine? And whatever keywords that we actually type in and whatever we put in our first page, if it connects, that gives a solid case for the search engine to pick our website. So you need to understand, because this thing is becoming so intelligent that it's no more relying on words alone, because people are spamming and people are cheating. Now I'm going to show you one more stuff, all right? I'm going to right click on this. You already know inspect, but I'm going to go into view page source. I'm going to click this. Can you see that? Good. So if I click the page source, it's going to show me the entire whatever quotes that has been placed here. All right? Whatever quotes that has been placed here. Now let's take a look at this. Look at this first part. Let me make this bigger. Okay, can you see this? Title. And this title is so important because Google is actually going to detect this title. And every page that we have, like we have the index page or the home page, and then we have, what else we have? Retreat, remember retreats and bookshop. Remember we did those stuffs? Yeah, every page, the title has to be connected and different. Okay, it has to be different. And it has to explain what exactly this thing is about. So let me make this a bit smaller. Can you see the word content? I'm going to go into this and we are going to do this together today. So this content is what Google is going to read. Okay, let's. Now our content here is peace, village, learning. And okay, so Google is going to read, okay, this is a retreat center. Fine, so this is a retreat center, so that's good. So now it has understood the concept. Let's go down a little bit more, and then you will see here, another here, instruction. Meta simply means instruction. And here you're explaining the description of your page. Now, you need to be very accurate when you explain the content. What are you trying to say? Peace Village is learning and a retreat center that offers, okay, all this stuff. Now, I want you to just remember this word, all right? Because I'm going to compare. Now, this Peace Village is a learning and retreat center that offers, all right? Okay, now let's go back to here. Can you see this? It's the exact stuff. Now, this is called a snippet. So what Google is going to do, it's going to pick that snippet content and place it right in front of you. And this is absolutely important because this is where the user is going to decide, should I pick this or should I pick something else? Right? Should I pick Peace Village Learning? There's another center here. But look at this. I'm not so impressed by this. Open all year, 118 rooms. This looks more like a real hotel kind of center. What about this Peace Village Retreat? This is, okay, it looks like retreat center. Okay, Baba's Retreat Center. So that's because I typed Peace Village. But what if I type Peace Retreat? All right, let's try Peace Retreat. Something else comes in. Which means now what Google is saying is, I know that you have a Peace Village retreat, but however, your website is not being visited regularly and it's not attracting people. So I'm not going to show it here. Rather than that, I'm going to show someone else's retreat page. So now look at this. The inner peace retreat, meditation, wellness program, packed with insights. Will this attract you? Is this going to attract you? So now you need to really think. We need really good copywriters, people who are experts in putting words in, analyzing the words, and placing them here, because this is the selling point. Now, I have now Inner Peace Retreat, Costa Rica, and all these things coming up. Now, you tell me, which one will you choose? So the Inner Peace Retreat is talking about meditation and wellness program and packed with insights. And it also shows you how to live well. It also tells you you need to reduce stress levels. Now look, these words are what we call as high emotional value words. Remember, in our social media, I actually did highlight to you the analyzing the emotional value of words. Yeah, look at this. Now let's take a look at this word. Peace Retreat is a perfect location to relax. It doesn't have so much of emotional content here. So you see, Google is suggesting this. Can you see? Now, Google is suggesting this, and this is number 2. And Peace Village Retreat is not even coming up here. All right. I'm not sure why, but we'll see that later. But this snippet here has to be emotionally packed content. So that has to be done properly. All right. So this kind of words, which we are going to actually place it in the sublines text that our writer editors had, is what Google is going to read. I hope that makes sense to you. Or maybe is it too much? Okay, let's move on a bit. All right. Okay. So all those stuffs. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. So where are we now? Let's take a look now. Then we have something called keywords. Can you see keywords? Now you need to think carefully. I mean, you can be a good graphic designer and a designer, but I think we probably need a few intellects to come into this, because there must be someone who are good with keywords, description, and somebody who is good in planning the design. You need a team, actually. Now, let's take a look at the content. The content, the keywords is Peace Village. But remember, I typed Peace Village just now, but Google did not suggest our content. Then we have online meditation courses, weekend classes. Now, the weekend classes may be a little vague. You know why? Because Google may understand this as, what classes are you talking about? What retreats are you talking about? So you need to think, may want to think. But we do not want to have too many keywords. Because too many keywords, Google will not read. It's just going to read the main ones. Too many is going to be a spam. Then you have meditation, practical spirituality, and so on. Now I want you to think carefully. What people in the USA, what would they probably type in the search engine here if they are going to look for to learn meditation? Yeah, of course, they're going to type meditation. They might type something else. Now, you need to coin, say, about 15 to 20 keywords, which actually links to the concepts of your page. Now, there's also something else I must tell you. Probably it can wait. Okay. Now, you need to now think carefully, what would be the keywords which might be really useful, all right, which might be really useful, or what are people thinking about? Those are the kind of words that we want to actually place into our keywords content. Okay, so I've shown you all this. Now, the other type is meta property images. They're also actually tagging those images, hoping that Google will link with it. But really, this has gone outdated. Right? Google is now more interested in knowing the user's satisfaction rather than too many stuffs of this. So the main thing right now Google is going to read is, is your title and your content matches? Your name here and your content, does it match? Your keywords and your content, does it make sense with the web page that you're actually uploading? So this is absolutely important. It's actually very important because it's totally not profitable or not practical if you have a website and people actually don't visit that, or Google doesn't suggest to them. So we need to think of this very carefully of what you're going to place in. Right. Let me get you back. Let's go out of here. Okay. And okay, I'm going to share my PowerPoint again. All right. So now that you've understood Google's thinking, Brother Santiago is asking, what is the limit of keywords? Now, we don't want too many. Maybe we can have 15 keywords, the best keywords, maybe 20, that's fine. And there's a method to put in the keywords. I'm going to show it to you, all right? Okay, now, next part. Let's move on. Yes. Okay. All right. So that's what I've been trying to say. Rankbrain, or this Google's name actually, the search engine, is trying to understand the intent. It's trying to think like a human. That's what they're trying to create. Okay. So now, how does it measure user satisfaction? Just like what I told you, it's going to suggest a bunch of results. And if people like that result, it's going to place your web page right at the top. And if people don't like it, it's going to now send it right down. And it will not be suggested unless you are very specific. If not, our web page is not going to be shown. All right, so it all depends on, things have changed. It all depends on, are people actually liking my web page, the content in it? That's what matters most at this point of time on a long-term basis. Now, Sister Sri Lata is asking, is the web page based on clicks and how long visitors stayed on the page? Yeah, thank you. I'm coming to that. Excellent thinking. Good. Which means you are very aligned in your thinking. Thank you. Now, right? Okay. Let's move on a bit. Okay, now. Google Rankbrain actually measures CTR. Now, what is CTR? CTR simply means, like what Sister Lata has actually asked. Click-through rate. Now, this is what I just told you. The title that you actually place in your Sublime text, the head, in our quotes. The title that you actually pack, which you actually place or type out, whatever, has to have some emotional content, because that attracts people to click faster. So this is what they have understood. This is one of the important stuffs. Just like I just showed you something, I just showed you the difference between what's the two sides, the inner peace retreat, and there was one more just now, all right? Can you see the inner peace retreat is right at the top, and it has got more tags or words which has got emotional content, which links with people. So that's called the click-through rate, which means if someone clicks on it, Google will think, you seem to be attracted to this. You seem to be attracted to the snippets or the title more than the others. So which means Google will say, all right, I think this website has got a good potential. So it keeps that in mind. But that's not enough. Now, the second thing, which means now this is all your keywords and all the title tags which you're going to add and all the important words that you've selected, that is this. Okay, so Google is going to suggest, and if people click on it, it's going to keep in mind, okay, good, people are clicking on it, which means it's attracting people, good potential here. Next. Now, the second thing which Google is very interested in is dwell time. That means the one who searches, the searcher or the user, after clicking on the web page, how much time are you actually spending on it? If you're spending more time than Google thinks, you seem to like it. All right, now let me go back to this. Let me go back to this. Okay, let me just stop this thing. Okay. Let me take you back again to Peace Village. Okay. Okay, good. Let's new share. Okay, good. Now look at this. This is, I think it is very beautiful, so misty, and the title is so pure, it links so beautifully, right? It links beautifully. And then I've seen this picture and that's it, that's the information. Now I am now switching to my Google. You can see my Google, right? Sorry, I'm switching to my PowerPoint. Right now I'm on my PowerPoint. I hope you're looking at my PowerPoint. Okay. If you can't, please tell me you can't. Okay. Now look at this. What is this dwell time? Which means now I have just landed. Okay, there's some chats there. Wait, I'll answer that. Now, dwell time is how long am I spending on your site? Now think carefully. Now, why would I spend time on this page? I mean, it's beautiful, it's nice, but I can only see an image. Now, how long would you stare at an image? Now, please, I'm absolutely sorry. Please do not think I'm being I'm not criticizing. I'm just thinking like a user. I'm thinking like a search engine. I'm thinking like the user, because the search engine's concern is people must stay on this page for, say, 20 seconds or 30 seconds or a minute. Now, you please answer me. You please think. Now, why would somebody stay on this? They're not going to stay on this because there's nothing here. It's just a beautiful image of our retreat center. That's it. So I'm going to scroll down. And okay, that's just one line, and the content is not deep enough. And by this time, like it or not, the user will switch. The user will actually switch to another page. Can you see? The user might switch to another page. So if I switch to another page, and then I'm not going to look for this anymore, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look for another stuff, or I'm going to type something else. So now Google will think now, Google now has got a brain of itself, and it starts thinking, okay, looks like you don't like this site much. I'm going to switch to my PowerPoint. All right, so Google here now thinks, okay, so this user does not like the results, and I'm not going to rank you in the top. All right, I'm going to place you below, down first. So dwell time is the time, the amount of time that the user wants to stay on that page after clicking. All right, so now you as the brains, we, all of us now, we need to really think, what will make the user sticky? What will make the user want to stay and just dwell on it? 20 seconds is great time. 30 seconds is really great if they can just stay on that page. Right? Now let's go on a little bit more. Now, what's a bounce rate? This is what I think Sister Laka is asking. When people click on your site and leave it in a short time, just like what I did just now, I went into Peace Village. I saw that image. Wow, this is a nice place. And I scrolled down. Okay, there's nothing much. It's a retreat center, but they're just saying they're teaching something. Okay, it's not telling me, can I go there? Can I stay there? Can I be there? Can I be part of it? It's not telling me much. Okay, I think this is not my website. Okay, let's leave. If I decide to leave, sorry, I'm just thinking, on my own, all right? I might be wrong, but if the user thinks like this and leave, then Google says, okay, your bounce rate is just 5 seconds or 10 seconds. So which means now, after, let's say about 20 people visit, let's say 20 people visit the web page, and every one of them only stay on that page, dwelling on that page for 10 seconds. So therefore, Google decides, okay, this site only has a bounce rate of 10 seconds. And after 10 seconds, they're going to bounce to another page. That's not good. That's really not good, because after that, we will find our web page right at the bottom. That is not good. So if you are creating a web page right from the start, you need to make a good, what can we say, calculated? No, a good, yeah, you need to probably understand the feelings of the users and what are they looking for. Let's put that on the site. Now, let me show you one more stuff. So we have this, what did we look at? We have this CTR, which means, why did I click this site? Well, because it was so interesting. Whatever they put there was actually what I was looking for. It touches. Now, number two, the dwell time, which I just mentioned, is how much time you want to stay on that page. There are lots of contents here. Wow, that's nice. Let me just read through this. Some contents are short, and then it says read more. It takes you into the depth. Can you see? So when you have deep or more content of depth, people are going to spend more time, which means now you must have a few lines which catches their attention right on the front page itself. And then you could have read more or explore more, which is going to take them deeper into and increase the dwell time. So you need to have a strategy of holding them on the page. Right? Okay, so that's dwell time. Of course, the bounce rate, I just told you. Now, this is a bad stuff, because if people are bouncing away from your site into another site, and then Google is going to get that average time, 10 seconds is pretty bad. All right. We can touch 20, maybe 30 seconds of, people staying. That's okay. That's quite all right. Now, next, let's take a look at one more. What's a pogo sticking? I'm not exactly sure what is this. I didn't bother to find out. But pogo sticking, this word, this acronym. But pogo sticking means, let me show you. People leave your site too soon. And this is really disastrous for our web page. Meaning, let me just take you out from here. I'm going to stop sharing and read the chat for a while. Sister Kiran is asking, is Google continuing the time on the site or the home page? It's going to continue on the site. Yeah, it's on the site. So the Sister Kiran's question is site or the home page. So it's going to
count. Because you've been saying if they leave the page, but it's actually if they leave the site, right?
Yeah.
If they leave right. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Right, sorry, okay. Now, I did say leave the page because if they did not even explore the rest. So leaving the page is like leaving the site. But if they can click on all the others and look into it, they're still in our site down. That's really good. Okay. Which screen are you sharing? I'm not sharing anything right now, but I'm going to share soon. Okay. All right. Now let me get you back to Google. I'm now going back to Google. All right. Now look, let's click on this. Now, let's say I click on this and then I say, okay, what is this? Empower. Oh, no, not this. I'm not looking for this. I'm not looking for this. So now let's say if I click it and immediately leave this page, that's called pogo. That's going to be called as pogo sticking. Pogo sticking means I visited and within 5 seconds, what is this? Brahmakumari's Pure Potential Virtual Peace Village, or maybe it's a village. Okay. No, I'm not looking for this. I'm looking for meditation. And I leave this page. See, I'm looking for meditation, and Google suggested this. And I can't see anything about meditation. Let's assume I'm a very fussy user. All right. And okay, all right. And I don't even read this stuff clearly because they're not highlighted. Some people just browse through as if they have no time at all, and they're so fussy. I can't see anything. I'm not this. No. I'm looking for meditation. It's not this. Let me get back to the other one. That's called pogo sticking. That's not good. That simply says that you have not designed your web page with the user in your mind. That's what it's trying to say. So if people are doing that to our web page, if I'm not saying they're doing this to Peace Village, I'm not saying that, don't get me wrong, okay? But if they are doing that, if the web page, if the user responds to our web page in such a manner, then that is really not so good. You get downvoted very fast, right? Okay, so these are the 4 things. Let me just make sure that you're okay. The CTR is the click-through rate, which is Google is going to suggest those words, and if it clicks with you, you're going to click on it because it touches your feelings, or you feel, this is for me, this is for me. That's the click-through rate. The dwell time, I think you need to keep this in your mind. It's very important that they stay on the site. And the bounce rate is how long before they actually go into another meditation site. You see, a person who looks for the meditation site, they're going to type meditation, and then they're going to go into Peace Village, and then they stay there 10 seconds or 20 seconds, and okay, looks all right. Now let me find another page. I'm not saying Peace Village is bad. Let's say I'm a user, I'm a Kali user. I'm gone into Peace Village, and I look, okay, this sounds good, but maybe let me look for another one. So they go out, and then they look for another meditation center, and then they go out, and then they look for another meditation center. Now that's called bounce rate, which means our content did not attract them. So that's called a bounce rate, okay? And pogo sticking is like when they go into the page and say, no, this is not for me, let me get out. Which means you're not even sticking to the page. So this is how it finally concludes. The search engine concludes somehow, okay, all right, and come to a decision. Is this what I should suggest? All right, okay. Hopefully it makes sense to you. So those who are really the ones who are the brains behind the web page, you need to think like this. You need to think from the client or the user needs or the user's whatever they're thinking, what is going to be making them satisfied. You need to think like that, because this is how it is. This is how it is going to be. It's going to become artificially more intelligent, right? Okay, good. Now I'm going to show you one more. I'm going to go into Sublime now. And I need to apologize. Today, I will end the class a little bit earlier, maybe by 6:30 Eastern, maybe in another 20 minutes, because I've got another workshop which I need to handle today. But I'm going to show you something so that you can think about, okay? All right, so let me now open my Sublime. Okay, so let me just take you through. Okay. Okay, I'm now in my front screen, okay, desktop screen. Now, what I would like you to do is maybe you could create if you can, yeah, create a new folder. Let's create a new folder. Because this is phase 2, and phase 2, we are going to focus on marketing, traffic, and a little bit about sharpening our skills, all right? So let me just create a new folder. And you can do it together with me. And I'm going to call just WD, Website Development Phase 2, maybe. Yeah, I'm just going to call this. Okay, all right, there's nothing there, right? There's nothing there. Okay, so that's Website Development Phase 2. That's my new folder. And I'm going to open one of my previous folders, any folders, all right? I'm going to just open Website USA 2. I'm going to copy the images, any image, the image folder, remember the image folder, and I'm just going to paste it into my new folder. All right, let's save some time. So I'm now going to open my old phase 1 website. We've got lots of it, right? The homeworks and so on. Just copy the image, just for practice purpose. Just copy the image, copy it. Okay. And could you just paste it in your new folder? Just paste it in your new folder. All right, done, right? Okay. So I'm just going to give you 1 or 2 minutes. Could you just do that? So in my new folder, now I'm having an image. You okay? All right. Now let's open our Sublime. You just have to copy and paste, all right? Paste it in your new folder. So I've got all these images. You can keep adding new images, that's fine. All right, I'm probably going to use this image today, Yogi 1 image. Okay, hopefully you have it. I'm going to open my Sublime, and you know what to do. Could we save this as the index HTML? All right, could we just save it as the index HTML? So I just clicked on this black area, and it came as Untitled. I think you know this. And let's save it. Let's save it. To save, you can press Shift Control S together. It will suggest to you. Or you can just go into this and save the file, save as. Save as. I'm in my desktop. And what's my new? Mine is WD Phase 2. I'm going to save it as index.html. Right? Okay, so I'm going to do that. So I've got my Sublime here with a HTML file, HTML editor here, which is ready. Okay, so now next I'm going to take you to our Bootstrap. Let's get into our Bootstrap. I'm going to wait for a while. I think you know what to do. Let's go into our Bootstrap. I'm going to go into my Bootstrap. I'm going to wait. Bootstrap has changed its design, I think, the front page, how it looks like. So if you are looking at this and you don't know what to do, just click on the docs, DOCS, documents. And the search is right at the top. You see, it's no more at the side left top. It's at the middle.
Excuse me?
Yes.
We're on docs of 5.2. You mean like are we going to use 4.6 or 5.2 this time?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. Doesn't matter. So if you're using 5.2, then you can use it here. If yours is 4 point something, it doesn't matter. Okay. So you can just get the template. Remember the template? Yeah. Starter template. Let's get that. Okay, I think you know what to do, right? So this is my starter template. Let's copy it down. Why is this? Okay. Okay, so this, okay, fine. All right, I'm going to copy it down and I'm going to paste it here. Oh, mine comes out in Arabic language. Doesn't really matter. But anyway, if you want to change the language, so I've got this. Let me make this big. Okay. So let's go through this. If you're looking at my screen, I've got HTML language, AR. AR is Arabic. So I'm going to just change it to English, EN. Done. Okay. You can just have this. Okay. And what else? I've got here meta. Can you see meta? What does this mean? Meta charset. Char set means character sets, character. So once you put this, it can almost read any language. That's what it means. So that's the instruction to Google. You must have this, but right now it's automatic for us. And then the next meta simply means instructions. It gives instruction to Google, look, we want to use this automatically for mobile viewing, mobile. But if you don't use Bootstrap, then the person designing it has to type it themselves and make sure that, so that's why Bootstrap makes things very easy. So you don't have to think about all this. Then we have our title. Now remember, this page is our index page. Remember, we're going to have many pages. We're going to have the home page. We're going to have a programs page. We're going to have retreats page. We're going to have our bookstore page. So every page, the title has to be unique. So I'm going to type here the title, Brahma Kumaris. What would you want the front page, the first page to be? Okay, right. I'm going to type Brahma Kumaris. What would you like it to be? And I'm going to call this page /meditation. So every page. So which means now, why am I doing this? Now Google will recognize this as the page for meditation. On my second page, let's say second page, I'm going to type retreats, peace retreats. So if somebody types on the search engine peace retreats, there's a great chance that Google will direct them to this page, not even the home page, but it might take them directly to our second page, peace retreats. So now if I type here meditation books, or you need to find the proper word, or spiritual books. Yeah, spiritual books. Let's put some spiritual books. That's going to be my third page. I'm just showing you. So if somebody types spiritual and meditation books, Google might, depending on your content later, we're going to do that. It's actually going to direct them to our page, which means now we are not depending on meditation. Every page can actually bring traffic or people depending on what they type. So this page will have its own keywords relating to books. You can even put the book title as the keyword. So if this is retreats, peace retreats or whatever, in our keywords, we can actually name some of our important retreats. So which means what are we doing is we are having, like, let's say 5-6 pages, and each page is telling Google different information, and that actually opens up our chances of being detected, because people are going to type all kinds of words. Am I making sense? Are you okay? Let me know if it's not so clear. So, all right, so I'm going to go in my first page and meditation. So, no, as I told you, some of you may not be technical and you may not be so good in designing or creating the technical part. But if you can be the brains behind this on how to think, that is going to really help boost our website, Baba's website, right? Okay, so I just typed here Brahma Kumari's meditation. All right, let's save this thing. And let's type something in the H1, just let's see whether it works, okay? Brahma Kumari's, okay. I'm just going to type meditation. Okay. Could you do that for me? All right. You okay with that? Okay. So I'm going to save this thing. All right. And I'm going to go back to my folder and click on the index. If I'm too fast, please slow me down. I've got something here. Now, see what happened. The words went to the right because my template is an Arabic template. Arabs read from the right, not the left. So I'm just going to remove this thing. I'm on my Sublime now, and see, I've got this stuff. I'm just going to remove this thing. Let's save it. Can you see? So for Arabs, it reads from right. For us, it's going to read from left. Correct. So that's the instruction which was given to the Sublime here. So I've just removed it, but don't worry, mine is Arabic. So right now is English, so that's fine. So it works, okay? So is it working? Can I give you a minute or so? All right. Now, before we actually go into the other instructions. Everybody's okay? All right, I'm just going to arrange this thing, send this instruction to the bottom. And I'm going to keep the body here a bit clear. You know this stuff. Let's create some space. Okay. And let's create some space here so it's clear. Okay, good. You all right? Good. Now, everybody's okay. Now let's learn some other stuff. So I'm now at my number 8. I'm back to my Sublime.
Nanda Bhai,
Yes.
a question. Brahma in the title, Brahma Kumari's / meditation. I'm limited to just 1 / or I can put more than one.
You can have more. It doesn't matter. You can even add meditation and what else you want to type. But
Let's
whatever.
Sorry? / stress.
You could do that. You could do that. But if you have another page for programs which are highlighting your stress, it might be better to have the stress there.
Okay.
Because if you actually type, let's say I put stress. Now remember, Google is intelligent. If you place stress here, and if Google doesn't find anything at all, any concepts about stress on the front page, it might think you're spamming.
Okay.
So that is why whatever is in your first page, this is our first page, your home page, whatever, if you want to type here, it can be longer. It can be a longer, but not too long, because it's just going to take about 7 words only maximum. So let's put those words which might be found on the front page, on your home page. That will make Google believe, maybe trust the concepts, because there are millions of people out there who are trying to cheat with all kinds of spams. And yeah, so that's the reason it's becoming more intelligent. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. 7 words is fine. 7. More than that, it's going to just snip it and just place the 7. It's going to just read the 7 or 7 or 6. Okay. Fine. Where are we now? Okay, good. Now I'm going to go into line number 8. Okay. And I'm going to give more instructions. I'm going to say meta and tab. Okay. Meta tab. I don't need the char set. Okay, so that's meta there, right? And then I'm going to say title. Title tab. Okay. You see, title tab. Let's give some space here. We can do it together. Now, so those who are actually planning and thinking, those who are copywriting and those who are good with words, this is your job. This is your job. You need to design this and think for the designer. Okay. Now let's add one more beside. I'm going to type content. All right. Content. Good. So that's your first instruction, which is going to be there. You okay? Okay, now let's create the second one. Let's put another meta. Okay, I don't need that char set. I'm going to wait. Maybe I'm too fast. I'm going to wait. You should type description. I'm going to type description and description. What did I do? Hang on. I did something wrong. Description. Description is not coming up, so let me type it out.
Yeah,
Equal.
you have to write name equals description.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm missing it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Again, let's do it. Name. All right. Yeah, description. So in this case, I'm going to put title. All right. Content. Okay, good. And see, some of you are really good already in this stuff, okay? So it's just a matter of tweaking your web pages. Description. Okay, let's put some content. Okay, done. And there are lots of meta people put in, but actually, yes.
After name, is that a, what is it, an equal sign or a dash?
Equal. It's an equal.
Equal.
An equal sign, and then there's the inverted commas. Can we do it? The third one will be meta name is keywords. Same thing, meta name is keywords. Or you can actually copy this stuff. You can copy and just paste it below, and change it to keywords. Yes, so this is what I would really like you to think about this week. Okay, so what? Okay, so hang on, let's wait. Everybody's okay? Okay, so now remember, every page, these three things might differ. So for every page, we're going to have something different based on that page content. All right, so in this case, I'm hoping that you have got these three stuffs here. Now remember, these are the instructions. These are the 5 basic and probably the most important instruction. Maybe about 95% of Google's search will be just based on this. So I'm going to type in this content on line number 10. What's our name? Brahma Kumari's meditation. If this meta here matches with your title, yeah, that's excellent. Because then Google actually connects that. Brahma Kumari's meditation. Right? And if you're talking about the village, Peace Village, then you can say it's a retreat center. Okay, but not too long. Okay, it's useless to have too long. This is quite good. So Brahma Kumari's meditation and retreat center. Yes, you can also have at line 24 a retreat center if you want to. That's perfectly fine. Generally, we will just want to have something similar. All right, something similar that's good enough for the title. Now here, the next line is absolutely important because that's going to carry the emotional value. That's going to carry the emotional value because that is going to be your snippet. Your snippets, which that short sentences, that short lines, which are actually going to be shown to the user. Now here you need great skills of copywriting, and getting the right words which might touch or attract people. So my suggestion is to write a paragraph and then edit, make them compact so that they will perfectly understand when they look at this page. Google will suggest these words, and reading that, they should feel, yes, this is what I'm looking for. So your content here, all right, your content here is what's going to decide the CTR, the click-through rates of people, whether people actually choose to get into. But if you're going to talk about the Peace Retreat Center, Peace Village Retreat Center, like it's a huge compound of 100 acres and so on, it may not attract because that's totally not so much of emotional stuff. All right, so what is your page about? Please put that very clear. Now then, on that page, why would people want to visit that page? Now then we go to the keywords. What kind of keywords are people looking for? Remember, we have got 5 or 6 pages. So you don't have to pack all the keywords here. We only want to have keywords which describes our front page or home page or the general site. And after that, each page can have their own keywords. So you can have a lot of keywords, but each page, not too many, 15 keywords maybe max, that's good enough. So what would be your keywords for the first homepage? So if your second page is about the bookstore and what books are you selling? Yeah, those can be the keyword content. And if you're having some spiritual retreats, your content can be, not sure what retreat is that, maybe 10 types of retreats, not Brahmin retreats, retreats which people like to, maybe they might type those keywords. What kind of retreats are people looking for? Yoga retreat, relaxation retreat, not sure what retreats are. You need to figure out what are they looking for in the USA. All right, let's put that down. So this is going to be your homework. All right, this is going to be your homework. And type it out, share among your team members. Some of you might be very good. I know Sister Kiran is very good in this kind of stuff. You can use her expertise if she's willing to. And there are many more out there, many more BKs out there who are very good in this type of writing. Write it down, compare with each other, and think what would be the best for our website or web page or website. Okay? All right. Are you okay? Is there any question? I thought of touching a little bit on the design aspects, but looks like I can't for today. I'm sorry about that. So you really need to think about this. Now, look, if you don't do a good job here, there's really not much point in having a web page because it's not going to attract people. All right. So put a lot of thinking, talk to Baba about this, talk to other BKs about this, and get this thing done. Any other questions you have? The next class, probably I'm going to focus more on actually getting the web page, the front page itself. That's the next class. How much content would you like to put? And if you have already some ready-made content based on this stuff, that's excellent. Okay. You can share it with me. Please share your content with me so that I can actually use it in the actual class and we can build that website. Please do that, okay? And I'm also going to maybe touch on some navigation buttons, how to make your navigation very friendly so that when people come into our page, It is so easy to navigate and they just love our site. And also once you uploading website, probably we'll do it on the third lesson or third lesson maybe. But once you have uploaded, now how do you get people to actually notice? You probably need the help of Facebook marketing. All right, you probably need the help of Facebook marketing. And you probably need the help of WhatsApp marketing. You probably need email marketing, which is really, really important nowadays, especially if you're sending some good content. And if you're having some Instagram, you can also look into that. So all those social media, we will now, at least for a beginning, try to make people aware that, look, we have a website, come and take a look. All right, and once they take a look and our CTR is good, our bounce rate is good, and everything else is good, the content is good, then the Google is going to organically promote us. All right, so that's how it is. Okay, good. All right, do you have any other questions? Sorry, there's a, let me read. Sorry, somebody saying something? Is somebody asking something? Sorry. No, okay. All right, okay. All right, good. Is that all? Thank you. Let me just check whether I've missed any of the chats. Just give me a moment. Okay, I need to thank Laksha and Lavit. Thank you so much, Laksha and Lavit, for highlighting. I almost forgot that stuff. Thank you so much. You are actually a great support. Thank you. All right, and I think you're quite a genius, and I think these two brothers can be used actually for our website building. All right, thank you so much. All right, okay, I'm going to stop that. Okay, anything else? If not, let's sit in Baba's remembrance for a while. And thank you so much again. All right, let me just.
तुम्हारे साथ का अनुभव बड़ा निराला है, तुम्हारे साथ का अनुभव बड़ा निराला है। मिले न स्वर्ग में वो सुख लुटाने वाला है, तुम्हारे साथ का अनुभव बड़ा निराला है। जिसे पाकर न पाना कुछ शेष रह जाए, पाके इतना बाबा अपना दिल अब तो गाए। साथ अपने है जग का जो रखवाला है, तुम्हारे साथ का अनुभव बड़ा निराला है। तेरी आँखों से पीते हम हैं अमृत।
Okay, thank you so much. I will see you next week. Thank you so much. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Om Shanti. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhaiji. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
Bye-bye.